Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Nick's Fragrance Reviews. I don't know why I did that. I was just feeling it. Don't judge me. Whatever. But today, as the title said, I'll be reviewing Dior Fahrenheit EDT. It's good. This is the 50 milliliter bottle, and this is the modern formulation of it. So if you're like a vintage fragrance enjoyer, this would be quite different formulation to what the Fahrenheits in the 80s and 90s smelled like. This itself, I'll give you a little like atomizer test while I show you. Pretty good. Pretty good atomizer. And what you get from it is basically just, you know the smell of like gasoline or artificial leather? That's what this is. It's like artificial leather mixed with gasoline and also like flowers, like very floral. It's a very like floral scent, surprisingly, because you get those top notes and those, well, I guess more technically base notes of gasoline and leather, but then you get those like beautiful like those beautiful notes. It's like a little lavender, a little sage, a little daisy. It's wild, and call me like a boomer or call me like an old ass motherfucker. I'm only 22, man. I know I sound 15, but this shit smells great. It's very different than everything I've smelled before. Like, I've never like smelled quite a distinctive fragrance. Like, if I smell somebody wearing this, I know they're wearing Dior Fahrenheit. It's actually my favorite Dior fragrance. I'm not a big fan of Sauvage or Sauvage Elixir. They both they go too heavy on the ambergris. Well, more that's Ambroxan. They don't use ambergris, they use Ambroxan because they're cheap motherfuckers and you gotta mass market that shit. But I also want to give like style points to the House of Dior for this bottle, because it literally just kind of looks like little gasoline in there. It's got this Cristiano Dior top there, and they're very well designed, very classic style in my opinion. Pricing wise, this is actually very affordable when you go for these smaller bottles. I believe I got a 50 milliliter bottle for $35. So that's very affordable for a Dior fragrance. When you look at stuff like Sauvage or Sauvage Elixir, a 50 milliliter bottle of one of those will run you like 100 or more. It's ridiculous. But this stuff is actually, it's slept on, man, and people don't like it because they don't, I guess they associate it with like older men. That's the common complaint I usually see with this. Like, it smells like my dad, and I think I do actually remember my dad wearing this when I was younger. But sometimes the old fuckers get shit right, you know what I mean? First it was World War II, and then it was Dior Fahrenheit, you know what I mean? It's good. You should buy it if you get the chance to at a reasonable price. Is something you can very easily wear daily, and you'll get compliments for it. I've had like more men and women compliment me for this. It lasts a long ass time. Like, I believe for me on my skin, it lasts like 4 to 5 hours on skin, and even longer on like cloth on clothing. I got like 8 to 9 hours on clothing, which is redonkulous. It's good stuff, man. I really highly suggest that you buy it if you get it on sale or something, you know what I mean? Like, obviously don't pay retail because that's stupid, but if you get the chance to buy it on a non-retail price, get the shit, man. Um, I'm already like a pretty big fan of like the more vintage fragrances, so I'm a little biased. Um, but you know, this is one of those cases where bias is not a bad thing, you know, because it actually is pretty good. But anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. You're actually doing me a favor by watching this because you're kind of proving that maybe I'm not crazy, I guess. Um, I don't know. I have a hard time believing that like people like exist on the internet. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I know people exist, but I don't know. Like when you think about the parasocial like nature of like content creation on like the internet, kind of just like makes you like forget that like these are like real people, you know what I mean? Like when I look at like an influencer or something, like I'll see like Jake Paul or like Mr. Beast, and I won't believe that they're like real people, you know? That could very easily be like an AI or something. Like I don't believe people like that exist, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I never really got that much exposure to like mainstream America. Like I grew up in Philly, and I didn't grow up around a lot of like normal stuff, I guess. So it's a little weird for me to see like contemporary culture these days. I don't know. It kind of seems a little alien to me, and I'll understand it and all, but you know, there's part of me that just kind of I just don't believe people like that exist. I never really felt like comfortable with like actual Americans. Like I guess like Americans not from Philly. Like I only really related to people from like this city, or like even from like New York, like just like other larger cities. I don't know. Maybe it's just a difference in mentality. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like it'd probably have been better on me, like economically and like mental health wise, had I like grown up in a smaller city in the Midwest. But you know, some things were not meant to be, you know, and yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't even know if that made sense. And you know, if it doesn't make sense to you, don't don't try to decode it. You know, there's not a whole lot to understand in that. There's just words. You know, like I'm yapping. That's what it is. I'm yapping. It's like if a cat were meowing. Are you gonna try to understand what the cat means when he meows? You think he's speaking a language you can understand there, buddy? No, you can't understand the cats, man. Just don't try to. Just go with it. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, bye bye, Dior Fahrenheit. Have a good one. Bye.